Hello everyone, it's Peter here, Piotr Fissner. Guys, today I would like to explain what did they do here. Okay, so we had a talk about MONACOR, blah blah, gibberish, the subwoofer, which I said that SMPS section is working, and I would like to explain because my technicians are watching it as well and my apprentices, and I would like to explain how I see that it is working. Okay, so it will take us few minutes. I will try to stick to 10 minutes and not beyond that. I will just make sure that the photos have been uploaded to the how you call it, to the Google Drive. Yes, to the photos, not Google Drive but to photos at Google, and so this way we can be sure that I can show you what I want to show you. So what I did is that I took a schematic of one person, okay, and that person had the same IC which I had, okay. So that's the same thing. Let me share the screen with you and I'll show you. I'm feeding the circuit with temp, okay, so you can see now that it's 12 volts. Yes, I'm feeding with 12 volts, and now when it's active and I'm moving the potentiometers, because I'm using potentiometers which I will show you, then the amperes are jumping. Yes, so the frequency is changing on it. I'll show you on the meter as well the frequency. Yes, and then I've set it up on OCP, so I see if there would be some short circuit or something, I would be able to prevent it. Okay, so that's the circuit, which is the same IC which is in that subwoofer. Okay, and that IC I've used, I'll show you. I've used small PCB which I soldered to the IC, and then pins so I can connect it with the breadboard, and this way it's from SOP8 you can transfer it to the SOT, which is through hole. Yes, and then you can plug into all the pins inside the breadboard. Now if you don't understand how breadboards are working, it's a very interesting topic and it's worth for sure checking out. Now I've got variable potentiometer, as you see here, like in joystick in gamepads. That's the same thing, and I've connected with pins, and I'll show you. And I've used aluminum capacitor as well to connect to. I didn't know even if aluminum will be good enough, but it's turning out that it's enabling the IC, so it is good. And I'll explain it in more detail next. Okay, guys. So I've created at EasyEDA. That's a free software to design electronics, and let me just check if I see everything the way. Yes. Okay. So what it is that VCC is the voltage coming in, and it should come here only. I did want to specify here, and that's 12 volts as we've seen on the bench power supply. Okay, then the IC itself here is, let me check what you see as well, because if you don't see everything then it's a bit of a problem. Now you see good amount. Okay, that's fine, so we can move it. Now what it is that this connector here gives those 12 volts at VCC. Yes, and then we can see that oh, sorry, I'm drawing. Let me grab the hand. So then what is happening is that pin 1 requires the VCC, which comes here. Yes, so that's here is connector, and that's where the bench power supply is coming in. That's why I called this line VCC, because the connector or VCC are the one thing. Yes, because that's coming in the voltage. Now COM is our ground, so that's everywhere. That's the same point ground line. Now it's like a minus. It's just a minus to be true. Then pins 2 and 3 are connected through the resistor. It's a variable resistor in my case, and then depend how I will adjust it, that frequency we will see. Yes, and capacitor is 4.7 microfarads here. As I said, I've used the aluminum one, so it's, you know, it's something which I didn't know if will work the same way. Yes. Anyways, so diode 1N4007 is needed because the version is S2153S. If this would be 215D for Delta, you would see that inside it, in the datasheet, is the diode is included, and you don't need to add this diode in between pin 1 and pin 8 VB. Now that's high side output because that's half bridge driver. Yes, so the IC can drive 2 MOSFETs, for instance. And because we don't use MOSFETs here, we just want to test if those IC which came from China are working. I've connected as guy on the video. I will put the link to that guy's video. He's explaining in, I think, Indian or Pakistani English version, so you should be able to understand him. And he got drawing of it, he's drawing it and so on. I just use it to make clear depiction of what I have here in front of myself. So high side is through 2.2 kilogram cocaine, 2.2 kilo ohms, yes, diode, LED diode. I've got one yellow diode, and diode red is on the low side. Now VS 6 pin is connected, as Guy said, to the ground. Yes, so anode is input and cathode is output, and the output is going to the ground, and that's all there is, guys. That's how I've tested this IC. That's how I knew, you know, that those ICs are working. Okay, so as you see, it's somewhat blinking. I don't know if you can notice. Oh, I don't know if that can be caught on a camera, but that changing the frequency. I don't know if you can see it, but let us grab meter. Let's put on hertz. Okay, so hertz are here. Should be able to see hertz. Now I'll get those two probes, yes. Nothing smart you can't expect from this video, of course. And let me go and connect to the diode. Okay, so it's here, and then to the ground, which would be anywhere to be true. Let's say here. So you see there is showing like 40. That's 1 kilohertz. Let go. Again 40. That's 1 kilohertz. Let me check. Yes, 1.0, 1.1 kilohertz. Yes, and that's one part of the half bridge, and then the second is on the yellow diode as well. Yes, and again some ground. Any ground will do. See, 40 hertz, 31 kilohertz, 1.1 kilohertz. Okay, so that's how I know this IC, which came from China before, they didn't work. Okay, and that's how I know this IC, which came from sorry for the picture, now I see that it's, you know, it's not accurate, but anyways, that's how I knew that this IC is working. Okay, so now what I need to do is I can only replace with the same parameters which that subwoofer has, and I will check if I've got the same frequency. Okay, but because my wife passed on exam of driving license, you know, we had a wee party here, so I'll be back on track tomorrow. What I want to say is, if you have further questions about it, watch that video which will be in the description. The guy is doing great explanation. I've searched for the video so that you can understand it, and I've based this circuitry on that video. Okay, so I would say, if you want to start to understand electronics better, buy those kits like Arduino kits and electronics fun kits. You've got them plenty on AliExpress and they are cheap. Yes, you see whole Arduino boxes, you've got wires, you've got jumper wires, you've got a breadboard. Yes, start to learn about it, because this way you can understand it quicker and better, and they are cheap. We're talking less than 10 pounds, less than 20 pounds. You know, we were not talking about hundreds of pounds or anything. And you've got plenty of components, you've got displays here and other stuff. It's very, very useful, yes? Then when it comes to capacitors, resistors, diodes, that's a different story, you know. That's, of course, that will be never-ending story for you probably. But if you've got, like, our technicians, you know, access to the repair shop, then you can lend or you can take something from us which can help you develop your skills, yes? Or you can take devices which you can dismantle and use components from over there. This way it's the best way to learn, because that's how then you go to the main circuitry. That's already over 10 minutes, yes? That's how you go to the main circuitry, and without any schematics, you go to the data sheet, you read about the IC, and that's how you can verify that IC can work, okay? Without guessing. Guessing is the worst enemy of the diagnosis, okay guys? So thank you for watching. Be practical, don't be just theorist, yes? See you in the next video. Bye bye.